Hey guys, happy Sunday and welcome to yet another speed build. Slightly later than usual because I know right now I am super late. But yeah, I'll get into the inner workings of my lateness and everything else. But here it is, the first build. I would say since I have had access to all of the items, so this is no longer console friendly. Sorry guys. Yeah, it's no longer console friendly. There is plenty of CC in here and also use of multiple stuff packs, game packs, expansion packs, all that above. So yeah, this one, as I said, I'm going to get into my lateness. But first of all, just to make sure, you will notice something very important in this build. This build is the first build since the bathroom windows and doors were fixed. That is right. The link will be down below because they are now fixed. And with that fix, we are also launching, myself and Felix, our joint website with all of our free goodies, where all of our free goodies would be housed. At the moment, it's still in progress. It's work in progress, okay? It only has the collabs up there at the moment. So the new link will be there, only accessible on the website. Links in the description. It is houseofharlex.com. Harlex, you know, Harry, Felix, smushing together. It's our ship name, Harlex. So yeah, windows and doors have been fixed. If you are one of the people that decided to be big brained, well, I've been watching too much Among Us actually because they just say big brained all the time. If you were someone that decided to try and fix the windows yourself using the batch fix that came out of SimSoft Studio, they do not fix them correctly. If you'll notice on the diagonals, the cutout is not correct. It puts the same cutout for the straight onto the diagonal, so you're going to want to download the ones that we have created and updated because we manually made sure that they were correct. Blah blah blah. So yeah, this uses a bifold door, and I really wanted to use it, and we were holding off announcing the website and launching it and pointing people towards it because we were trying to get Google AdSense approved. But apparently COVID times equal nobody in the Google offices. So it's been like a week or something and no word from them. So it's getting launched anyway. So enjoy it. That is basically the website where all of our free content is going to be. I'll be slowly updating it when I get time, that is, to put all of my builds with the tray files up there and also all of my custom content. So it's going to be a nice organized place where you can see everything. I think it's just a lot easier. Patreon, as great as it is, it's kind of difficult to find stuff on Patreon, and also kind of difficult sometimes to find stuff on Tumblr because I know I have stuff sorted by tags, but you still got a lot of scrolling to do. At least this one way on the website, you're going to be able to filter and get to stuff a lot quicker. Anyway, also apologies, you'll hear in the background fireworks going off. Well, I think you should be able to hear it pretty loud in my ears. But it is Diwali, so happy Diwali for those that celebrate it, the festival of light. And there are going to be fireworks going off in the background, though. Unfortunately, I don't think I can even see any. I haven't seen any fireworks yet because yesterday it was pouring with rain and there were still fireworks going off. I think the clouds kind of just blocked my view. Normally we get a good show at Diwali of fireworks. That and New Year's are the two times where I just get like a free fireworks display just from looking out the window. But yeah, so this house, I'm going to now move on to explaining my lateness with uploading today, because I do not really have a schedule per se on YouTube, but if I do manage to do a build, I like to upload it on a Sunday at 6 p.m. UK time, and currently it is 17:17, which means this is never going to get up at 1800 hours. So yeah, I'm late because I had severe builder's block. I'm going to call it a severe case of builder's block. I was so excited to get access to Snowy Escapes and to finally have access to all of the packs that I own, like in-game, and also to use custom content. I was so excited. I didn't say this at the time, maybe when I did my other previous builds, but I was literally saying to myself, don't use all the good ideas up, because you want to save them for when you have access to everything. That was what I mentally said to myself, and maybe I did use up all the good ideas. Oof. It has been the struggle bus for me for like the last maybe 3 days. So if you don't know, through EA, thank you very much for early access to this. I get an early access copy, and you don't get the early access copy until patch day. And like an hour after patch, you get access to the code and you can install it. And I installed it on Wednesday. No intention of building. I wasn't going to try and meet embargo time, because that's like 25 hours after you get the game you're meant to have uploaded and all that stuff. I decided, no, I'm going to take my time. I've already done 3 builds with it, there's no rush. So I was going to start on Thursday. Then on Thursday I was like, no, I can't concentrate. I know there's a piece of CC that I need to make. And I was like, no, it's just in my brain. So I decided, no, I'm going to be productive. Rather than sit there and doing nothing, I'll at least do something, which was get more CC done, because it's still sitting there. So I did that with my Thursday, which I was very, very happy with. I made a dining chair for the country collection, and it looks cute AF. So I was productive that day. Then Friday, I was like, no, today we are building. We have a clearer mind. We are at one with the items. And I had these huge dreams of building on the 50 by 50 lot. Failed. Oh, by the way, while we're here, I have to say, we're putting this little hole in the wall at the back because, thanks to my human walking encyclopedia called Felix, he told me that they often have these little holes in the walls for the little Shiba Inus, like to put their heads through and to get cuddles from people walking past. I was like, that is the cutest thing. That's so cute. That's so Asian. Cuteness levels personified. So yeah, if you see a hole in the wall when you're in Japan, it's probably so that the dog that is in the house can get cuddles from you. And he put one on his build, which is like to the right of this. You might see it. There's like a huge Machia build to the right of this. And yeah, he put it on his exterior walls, and I was like, oh, and he explained why it was there, and I was like, that's so cute, I'm gonna steal it. So stolen, snatched, thank you very much. And yeah, so that's what I was talking about. Anyway, back to my long drawn out very long story about why this is late. Then Friday I tried building on the 50 by 50, failed. Everything that I did just looked awful, scrapped. I think I moved to 5 different lots from the space of Friday and Saturday. Yep, I think I moved to 5 different lots, did probably 4 or 5 different builds, and nothing was hitting. Like, I like to go into the game with my mind clear on what I want to build. I'm not someone that just goes in and is like, yeah, let's wing it. I like, even if it's not planned, like on paper, it's at least planned halfway in my head. So yeah, it just never came together. Everything that I tried just looked awful. For me, I have a mental block on the whole roofing issue with Japanese houses, because Japanese houses are very, very simple when it comes to shapes, like lots of like rectangular shapes put together. But when it comes to the roofing bits, like they have, to me, my brain hurts when I look at the roofs. It like physically hurts. So this is why we have a tiny house here in Machia, which has very simple roofing, because my brain just couldn't figure out a larger house with less simple roofing. So yeah, that's what we did. Basically, a Machia is a townhouse. They are kind of almost like a dying breed of house. There are quite a few just left sitting, not filled and abandoned. And then I think I think I've mentioned this before, that there is a scheme to fund people who want to restore these Machiyas. And I thought to myself that is what's happened to this one. It's definitely a restored Machia. So I did watch a YouTube documentary, and it was showing those that live in Machiyas, and funny enough, everyone that they found to interview that lives in a Machia actually wasn't Japanese. So all of them were internationals that had decided to move to Japan, and I feel like maybe as a foreigner we have a greater appreciation for Japanese architecture. I think I watched a Wall Street Journal little quick video, and it was like, everyone loves Japanese architecture apart from the Japanese. And I thought, well, I don't know if as a Japanese person you're allowed, a non-Japanese person you're allowed to say that, but maybe there is a little ring of truth in it, that as foreigners we all appreciate Japanese architecture, but they don't. They prefer to have a more modern style of build now. So I've heard reports there's lots and lots of abandoned buildings in Japan that are just derelict, and it's very difficult to buy them as well. But yeah, so I think maybe internationals have a greater appreciation for their old architecture. So that's what's happening with this one. It's definitely going to be a non-Japanese couple or singleton that is living here. A professional, young professional. I think that's what most of my builds are. And like all of the best of my builds, there is one bedroom and one bathroom. You're welcome. So yeah, there is room for adding more. The master bedroom is absolutely humongous, and so yeah, especially considering this is a 20 by 15, like we've maximized the amount of build area and stuff like that. I have put in this little like courtyard back garden here, and your little Shiba, I put in some food, a couple of food bowls, so that your little Shiba Inu can put their, well, I don't think they're going to really fit their head through that little window that's in the wall, but that's what it's meant to signify and symbol. But there isn't a window in the game that's small and cute and that your dog could fit its head through, so we'll put that one instead from Jungle Adventures. So yeah, I'm doing this background with all of the kind of landscaping and just keeping it super simple, and like it has a little dip pool so your Sims can just like plop, plop themselves in there if they want to. And yeah, so I didn't mention that all of the CC in this build is by either Felixander or myself. I have used all of the collabs that we did, so that's the kitchen, the bathroom, Tiny Twavelers and Jardine. Those are all used in this, and also I have used the 3 months that Felixander spent on doing the Kyoto set. So he has a Japanese inspired set and it's called the Kyoto set. It ran over 3 months, and I have used the custom content from that. So I've limited it to only those 3 months worth of CC. So if you already have the Kyoto set, you're good to go on this one. But yeah, that, and I've used Snowy Escape. I tried to use as many items from Snowy Escape as possible to combine it in, but I didn't really use that many. I think I've showcased it like a plenty, to be quite honest. So yeah, I was looking forward to combining. There's a few key items that I really like. I really like the bookcase that came with Snowy Escape. I used that in this build. And the like toilet that came with it. I used the shower as well. So there's a few items I used. But overall, I kind of, I'm a snob when it comes to design, so I preferred the Kyoto interpretation of some of the elements. It's quite interesting that the Sims team and Felix both decided to do the same kind of interpretation on Japanese style, because, it's insider knowledge. The pieces that Felix was inspired by for his furniture pieces aren't actually Japanese, they're actually Scandinavian. And it's funny that the Sims team also decided to do that. I must say I see a lot of similarities between Scandinavian design and Japanese. The minimalist, like simplistic view that they both use. Sometimes you can get a little bit confused on what's Scandi and what is Japanese. So yeah, I just prefer Felix's stuff because, you know, I'm a snob and it's more refined and that's what I'm about. So anyway, we'll move on to the kitchen here, and this is the kitchen that comes with the Kyoto set. And lots of you were saying that Jardine looks just like the kitchen that came with Snowy Escape, so why use that again? I've already used Snowy Escape kitchen in my other builds, so we went with the Kyoto one, and I love this. It's so unique. I love the worktop, how it's kind of like a rough cut edge and everything. I tried to use the new oven from the pack, but I'm not really a fan of the shape of that. I'm pretty sure they were trying to be very true to life, and I just not really a fan of that style of stove. So I used the one that came with the kitchen, and yeah, also I felt like it was criminal putting stools in front of this island. I don't know why. You can see I attempted it there. And I was like, no, I just want to leave it as an island and not necessarily have it as a dining area. And I just feel like I didn't want to cover up the very, very nicely arranged, perfect looking clutter that is in the island. So we left that like that, and then we put this dining table in. The dining table, of course, yes, is from the Kyoto set, and the chairs are from the kitchen, those wishbone chairs, which are definitely Scandinavian. And I have to say, as I said before, the wishbone chairs, I don't think we can get any better than the wishbone chairs. Forever, like, I chose those over the actual Kyoto dining table chairs. I think they're just so nice. They're just the perfect blend between tradition and modern. And yeah, I just love the wishbone chairs. I can use them in every style of interior. There is no interior that I can't use those chairs in. So if you don't already have the kitchen, I strongly advise you to get it because it includes that chair. And I just love it. It's plain and simple. Still fireworks going off. I hope they're not too loud. Hopefully the music that I normally put in the background kind of covers over it. But yeah, I've used throughout this the cabinets that come with the Kyoto kitchen as like little storage areas. I think they're nice and simple. I've used it also for the TV area. So yeah, basically there's just everything put everywhere. So I've again tried to use the platforms. I'm not trying to use the platforms to be crazy. I know some people are like platforms for days and put in platforms everywhere, but I only want to use platforms if I think it's required. And so I've done a platform, like I had originally done the stairs, and it kind of came down in an L shape. It just, at the last step, it made a 90-degree turn, and I came to furnish this place and it was like mission impossible. Just from that little tiny turn in the stairs. So I straightened them out, and then we have the platform going onto so your Sims will go up onto the platform and then walk up the stairs. You'll have seen just a second ago I put Mr. Shrimpy in the kitchen because he was also cute. I think that's one of my favorite items from the Kyoto set would be the shrimp lamp. It's very kawaii and cute. And more clutter items from that set as well. I'm going to try and not say Kyoto too much, but basically, if you want to know where everything is, I do always do a Tumblr post. I list out the sets that I used, not the individual items, so that you know if you have those sets, then you should be good to go for this build, and you'll have everything that you need. So yeah, that is mostly it. But yeah, this was a lot easier to furnish once I sorted out my stairs, and I think I have maybe 15 minutes of footage of me trying to make a living room area with the stairs in the old position. So where that, you can see on the right hand side where that armchair is, the modern one, the plywood one, That's where the stairs kind of made a 90-degree turn and came into the room, and it was impossible to do a layout that looked like it made sense and was comfortable and fitted in there. So yeah, we made, you know what, it's really funny with the stairs update, it's great and all, but sometimes you just need to go with straight stairs. I know that now that we have the update and we could do stairs in lots of different shapes, it's kind of like human nature, you want to use the new stuff. It's the same as platforms. The platforms got added, so you automatically want to use all the new stuff, but sometimes you just got to restrict yourself, which is what we did with the stairs. So as much as I want to use all of the capabilities of stairs, sometimes you just got to put in straight to the point stairs that just go up and down. But we did fill it in with that under stair storage. I forgot on the precise name for that, and I'm going to want to slap myself. But it's very much a Japanese traditional piece to have this like built-in area underneath the stairs. Those do fit in perfectly underneath the stairs, so that it comes in like this. The one that I've used, these are medium wall heights. It looks like it's clipping through the stairs, but you place it and suddenly it dips down. When you place stuff in The Sims, sometimes you place it and it's higher. No, when you're hovering and you're holding it, it's higher, and then you place it and it jumps a little bit lower. So that's the case with those. They fit perfectly inside of the stairs. And yeah, so it comes in medium and it comes in the short height. Not the tall, because Japanese houses are not going to be on the tallest wall height. And also like a little storage one. I think it's a wardrobe. Is it a wardrobe? Or it might just be a general bookshelf or display, and it's got slots on it so you can put your items on it. So yeah, it comes in like 3 different sizes. And what was I saying? Yeah, stairs, plain and simple. They aren't plain and simple because we have that underneath, but you know, moral of the story, you don't need to use everything. That's the moral of the story. It's a very long-winded way of doing it. And also, I just saw the light going in there, so this reminds me that I have extensively used content from the Star Wars pack in this build. And I am not apologising, for I did not spend my hard-earned money on it, because I am a game changer and I got it for free. But I must say, even though I didn't spend my own money on it, if I saw it like being used like this, I would probably buy it myself. It hurts to admit this, but I think that for build items, they have some of the nicest build items I've seen in a long time in the Star Wars pack. Not the buy items, the build, very specifically. The flooring, the paving, there's 3 different, I think, pavings. You'll see the block paving there out in the courtyard and what I've used outside of the house. And also in the bathrooms downstairs are from the Star Wars pack. They are just delicious. Unfortunately, they do only come in 2 swatches, which is kind of strange to me. But look at them. In the screenshots at the end as well, I use, I was going to say Shade Brigade. No. And it's not Light Brigade either. I use Reshade, and so it enhances everything anyway. And I use the preset by Picture Amoeba, which is called Hazy Days and Blueberryade. It's one of my favourite presets, and it just enhances everything, and the tiles look sick in the screenshots. It just brings out all of the texture in them and everything, and they just look awesome. So I actually do recommend the Star Wars pack for the build items. The flooring's great. You'll see the wallpaper that I've used throughout this rough wallpaper on the wall is from Star Wars. I'm sorry. Okay. Actually, I said I wasn't apologising. No, I'm not sorry. I'm going to use it because it's delicious. Okay. If you don't have Star Wars and you don't plan on buying it and you just hate me, don't worry. There are plenty of other walls that look pretty similar to that are in base game. So you can just easily replace those. But the floors though, irreplaceable, because the floors are delicious. Also, you'll see the wall that I use for the back garden is also a Star Wars wallpaper. Also use the Star Wars lights in this. So before I was limiting my use of Star Wars, but you know what? If you don't have it, then they just don't, then those bits aren't there and you just got to replace them. It's the same with any other pack that you have or don't have. But anyway, we're moving on now into the very luxurious, if I do say so myself, upstairs master bedroom. Now, I have in my extensive hours of trawling the internet for build inspiration, come across many a Machia and some on Airbnb, like you can rent out and stuff, and quite a few when they were smaller had the tatami room next to the master bedroom. Now, I get what the tatami rooms are for, so you'd call them a Japanese room, that's what they normally refer them to. I've seen them, of course, extensively for dining, if you have like the low table. I've also seen them for sleeping, where you would normally have your like futon out on the matting and sleep on it. But I don't quite get what it is for when it's next to a regular Western bedroom. So please forgive me. So I've put it, I decided to change the use of it into like a meditation room. So that's what we've done. I'm not too sure what the use is when it's next to a bedroom. I get what the use is when it's downstairs, or even if the bedroom is with tatami, but I don't get what the use is when it's just next to a bedroom. So if anyone knows, feel free to educate me and let me know. But yeah, so we put that there and we've changed it. As I said, this is not going to be a Japanese person, but definitely someone that appreciates Japanese style and wants to honour that in the renovation of this Machiya. So I've used stuff that of course is heavily influenced by Japanese culture and heritage, and we used the tatami mats there. I've used the tatami mats from the Kyoto set rather than the ones that come with Snowy Escape. Personally, I prefer the fact that they are rugs, and the one in game is a flooring. Now with the main issue actually is that you have to make sure that when you draw and create a room, it's placed on the grid evenly, because you can't determine where you want your flooring to start and stop. So you'll see like they have a fine line that's meant to be like every 2 tiles is meant to be a fine line, it's meant to be a new tatami mat. And so if you built a room and it's not evenly placed on the grids, say it's like 3 tiles in from the end of the grid or end of the lot, instead of being 2 tiles, your tatami mats won't be placed properly in the room. So that's the limitation of it. I'd rather have it as a rug. But what I've been doing, a little hack that I've been doing, is putting the tatami on underneath and then putting the tatami rugs on top. Because if you didn't know already, your Sims actually make different sounds when they go to different floorings. So if they are on tile, they have a different, harder sounding footstep than they do if they're on wood. And also on the tatami, you'll see that their footsteps are very, very soft. So that's what I did. I put the tatami underneath so that when your Sims go onto the tatami mats, the sound of it is correct. And yeah, so that was a little extra random touch that probably no one would have ever realized, but I'm telling you about anyway. So yeah, as I said, master bedroom up here, huge. I love it. If I had a place like this, I think I might die just from the pure ecstasy of knowing that I could afford such a magnificent thing. But yeah, so I had great fun doing this. Finally, when I finally got in the swing of things, I had great fun doing it. And I really do hope I could do another Japanese one. I want to do a bigger one, and yeah, I just want to do a bigger build, but I don't know if I'm going to have time, quite honestly. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. This is up on the gallery now for you all to download. Also linked in the description to the Tumblr post. And don't forget, go check out houseofharlix.com, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye guys.